what's up, everybody? It's me, your one and only. God, just give me one moment. One moment. Oh, God. To say I am going through it right now is an understatement. If you can tell the sound of my sickish voice right now. Just a little minor recap is the reason why I didn't stream anything last Sunday. This is because I was, and pretty much the entire week was because I had a prep up for our 60th surprise birthday party, which included me creating visuals for various performances and speeches and shit. It went pretty good, but yeah, I hated it. I'm clearly suffering for it. But that's all in the past. That's all in the past. Tonight it's just gonna be just the two of us. Just the two of us. I'm not gonna sing right now. I got my buddy Ethan here. Say hi.
What's up, y'all? I'll sing for you if you want.
Thank you. Please do.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I.
So,
Rush. Little song for you.
Appreciate it. So, we have a decent chunk to talk about today, but before we begin, I want to give the many folks living down in Tennessee, Florida, and Mexico our sincerest thoughts as they just went through Hurricane Helen, it went from being a Category 3 to 4. It was an intense situation. A lot of folks are in major pain, including our good buddy Anthony, who's in serious pain. He actually received an injury during the event. So please give them your love and support as I'm doing for myself and as well as Ethan. It's not easy going through a major storm like that. Like I remember a few years, like almost feels like a decade ago, where Sandy came in. I mean, like we're pretty far in. We were suffering the effects with like 2 weeks of no power and all that.
Dude, you remember how bad Irene was too? Because
oh my god, yeah.
Was it after Sandy or was it after Irene that we had the blizzard like the next day, and everything was just ice?
I think maybe.
I think that was Irene. I'm not sure. No, it was Irene, and you know why I know?
Why do you know?
Because my son was a hurricane baby.
Oh shit!
My oldest, Tristan. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, we had no power for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight at all. Crap.
There's not much to do in the dark and cold.
Yep. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way, thankfully, let's get let's get into today's. We're just gonna chill today. It's just like I said.
Take it easy.
Yeah. And once again, welcome back, Ethan, from the nitty gritty.
Yeah, still healing, still coming along. Don't have much movement in the right arm, but I'm here. I'm functioning. I'm alive and breathing. So I appreciate everybody, reaching out to me, a bunch of friends and everybody who reached out, and those of you guys who were able to donate to different things and everything. I mean, it's a really good experience. Not the experience of the surgery and everything else wasn't good, but like the after, all my friends and everybody reaching out and everything, definitely was really cool that I had as much support as I did. So I'm glad to be back. I'm able to start streaming again. I just started streaming again for my stuff all the time too.
Yeah, you've been going crazy, and congrats to reaching 30.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I've nearly doubled my followers this month. So the growth is happening and it's getting there. So I'm happy about it.
Yep.
But I'm happy to be back streaming. I'm happy to be back on the podcast. I know I tuned in a little bit that 1 week right after my surgery. I popped in. That was just a quick say hi because I could only do so much. I was not in a good way, but I'm glad to be back and able to do what I can again.
Yeah, appreciate it. Absolutely. So let's get on to this. We got a We got on a memoriam. This was literally last minute. I did not have time to add more stuff because, like I said, this last week was just ridiculous.
Dude, it's crazy that almost every time we've done this podcast, there's been an in memoriam.
Yeah.
Almost every time we've done this in the last 2 months, there's been somebody. And it hasn't been small names either.
They're big names this year. Oh, yeah. Cake. We took some of the cake from the party yesterday.
Cake is fantastic, sir.
Sweet fondant. And it's,
we got, I know we got Maggie.
It's not a lie. It's real. Okay.
The cake is a lie.
Okay. So we got some trailer talk. We're not gonna show any of the trailers right now just to risk copyright, but we'll give you one. I didn't see one of them that we're going to be talking about because, like I said, did not have time. If you've seen the trailers, let me know what you think of it. What I can do is just read off the synopsis of the movies that are coming out. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Yeah, there we go. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, I'll leave that open. We got last Saturday, September 21st, was Batman Day 2025. Holy shit, they were not messing around with that particular day. it was a pretty nutty day. We got Sony State of Play, Avi Arada's. Oh, I forgot to edit that out. Chucky is canceled after 3 seasons. That's crazy to me. Cosplay and anime talk. That's for this guy. The Wild Robot review is not happening, unfortunately. I forgot. Like I said, I did not have time. I had no time, believe it or not. I tried to sprinkle as much as I could, but I'm only human, and that's why I called it Crimson to begin with. All right, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get down to who we're going to be memorializing. Maggie Smith.
We also got, just a little while before the podcast was set up, we heard about Chris Christopherson having passed away as well. That was news that was just broken about an hour and a half ago, so we didn't unfortunately get a chance to add him into the slide. Yeah. But he just passed as well, so we'll do a quick moment of silence for them.
Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, Maggie Smith will always forever fucking be our Professor McGonagall. All right? I don't care what David Zaslav has to say about the stupid ass reboot that they're doing for Max. No. Fuck no. She will always be McGonagall.
Did you see I think it was Richard Harris's son. They asked him to come back as Dumbledore. And he was like, "Why are you even doing this?" He's like, "I don't want nothing to do with that. Why are you even doing this?" There are very few things that we do not need reboots of. Like, they tried a reboot of Star Trek. How'd that go? It was terrible. Right? Visually stunning, but it was terrible because it was just a retelling of the same stories. They had to make it an alternate reality in order to make it work.
Have you seen Beyond?
Great visuals, bliff story. Anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
You would never remake Star Wars. You would never remake A New Hope, right?
Exactly. Even though
you would never remake Titanic. You would never remake Casablanca, right? There are just certain things.
Or Back to the Future.
Or Back to the Future. There were just certain things. They were done right the first time. Yeah, it doesn't always hold up the visuals or anything else, but it was done right the first time. Leave it alone. Harry Potter is one of those things.
And it's crazy. Jared Harris, I didn't even consider Jared Harris was the son of Richard.
I didn't realize that until I saw that post either.
Yeah, he looked so familiar. Why does he look so familiar? And no, I'm not talking about Dumbledore. Like, that's right. He was Moriarty in the sequel to the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie, Game of Shadows.
He has been in a lot of stuff, dude.
He was Grant too.
He's been in a lot of comedies.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, he's been in a lot of comedies too.
Great actor, and
he is.
Thank God he agrees.
Yeah.
But what's actually really crazy, Maggie Smith played old Wendy, in the movie Hook, which also featured Robin Williams, and who passed away a decade ago.
Yep. Well, dude, look at it. The actor who played Dumbledore after Richard Harris's passing died on the same day 1 year earlier than Maggie Smith. To the day.
That's just crazy. That's just crazy.
Yeah. But so let's do our 30 seconds of silence or minute of silence, whatever we're doing.
Yeah. All right then. So we got a lot of trailers these last couple of weeks. First off, Netflix has been quite busy. Squid Game season 2 just announced
I
their
wonder what they're gonna do with that. Like honestly, because you can't just have a repeat of season one.
exactly like season. The reason why season 1 works so well is because of the unique look to it and
Yeah.
the twist ending that can only work if you've seen the show once.
Yeah, and
What?
that's kind of the thing. Is like I mean, it was kind of obvious the old man was out of place, right? Like so from the beginning, I thought he was out of place. I thought he was in on it from the beginning. Like even I remember when they first did the thing of when they gave the guys a choice to leave or stay, right? I remember thinking he's going to be the one that's going to make them stay. Like there's some kind of inside man bullshit, right? So like I kind of had that vibe, but at the same time, you can't just remake the same season twice. So I'm kind of curious what they're planning on doing with it. And I mean, here's hoping it's good.
Yeah. Then again, so South Korea doesn't he rarely disappoints. You know what I mean when it comes to their dramas and shows. So let's see how season 2 handles. That airs the day after Christmas this year. That's kind of crazy. We got our first look into season 2 of the live action Airbender show.
I didn't like season one.
I didn't care for it to begin with, so why should I care? I know there are fans.
Again, it's one of those things that when it's done right, leave it alone. The Avatar: The Last Airbender animated series, whatever you want to call it, was
I'm calling
fantastic.
it an anime. Fuck it.
It was fantastic. It fired on all cylinders. All the characters were well written. Like, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You don't have to try to capitalize on everything. Disney, I'm looking at you.
Yep, and Warner Brothers, especially Warner Brothers DC, so much.
Basically every major studio these days. Doesn't Disney own Warner?
Nope. No,
I thought they
they
did.
never owned. They never owned Warner Brothers.
Who owns Warner Brother?
David Zaslav.
I'm gonna say they're not a big enough IP to be on their own. Somebody has to own them.
Well, no, they merged with AT&T. AT&T owns Warner Brothers right now, so.
So okay, fair enough. Cyberpunk. We'll be getting into a little bit more of that when we get to the anime cosplay talk.
Yep. We got our first teaser trailer to Thunderbolts Asterix, whatever the fuck that means. It's on the poster. It's in the trailer. It looks okay. I'm not too fond of this, to be honest with you.
It looks like Suicide Squad. It looks like Suicide Squad, the TV series, like the whole anti-hero thing.
If you really think about it, outside of
the Marvels,
every like outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, that was just a rare exception. You know what I mean? Every post Endgame MCU movie feels like it belongs on TV. It doesn't belong on the big screen. You know what I mean? Like Thor: Love and Thunder, even though it had a big time actor like Chris Hemsworth and all that, like it doesn't feel like it belongs on the big screen. And the same thing is happening with Captain America 4 or Brave New World, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Thunderbolts,
Doctor Doom.
They look boring. They don't look exciting to me. Like,
well, I think to speak to that, I think one of the problems was they spent 10 years just building up in so much hype, right? It's like writing a good narrative. You have your upward, you hit your climax, and then you have your down where you wrap up the story and there's completions and there's stuff, and there's supposed to be a down and a leveling off. Disney hit this and they don't know what to do now that they hit this. They're trying to keep going like this.
It's embarrassing, really.
Yeah, well, no, it's not embarrassing. I mean, it's normal. What they should have done is they should have done a calm down. They should have done the whole thing where it's like, okay, we have the post climax, we have the post story. Like, okay, now we're going to focus on world building or something. You
want to know what I really think that could honestly help Marvel? I'm not talking like this is not coming from any other major studio. I'm talking about just straight up Marvel. Okay, I think they should have their own animated film. It doesn't matter whether if it's connected to the MCU or not. Have their
I mean,
own little
DCU's been doing
animated.
that. DCU has been doing that for forever, and they mostly suck. Mostly
Mostly, yes, but when they do
that
something with
Ruby
more
Justice
heart
League
and
crossover.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that shit, please. That's
We'll
just
be fine on our own. Shut up, Ruby.
no, you won't. You're basically dead. Anyway, so like they need their own Spider Verse, or for Paramount's case, Transformers.
Dude, that was one of the greatest things Sony ever did, was refusing to give Spider-Man back to Marvel.
For a bit until they started fucking around with the
They're
spin-off
still
movies with no Spider-Man in it.
They're still making money hand over fist.
I don't know how they're doing that. I'm not watching Venom 3, that's for sure.
Fangirls, dude, fangirls.
Did you see the fucking cross promotion that they had with fucking Pizza Hut? Who the fuck thought that having Venom jizz on my goddamn pizza is a good idea?
Who thought they want a Wolverine style DiGiorno pizza? It's advertising, dude. Somebody somewhere is gonna buy it just because it says Venom.
Fair enough.
We've all done it. We've all fallen victim to marketing and advertisement. If it didn't work, it wouldn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought of that? Huh? Am I right? I mean, like, by the way, go see Transformers 1 in theaters right now. It's an awesome movie.
I've got Resident Evil and the thing stuff in there. Yeah, marketing doesn't work at all.
Yeah, okay. Now now we talked about something kind of boring. Let's talk about something that is just bonkers to the point where I'm honestly curious to see this in cinemas, just to see how it could be either bad or it could be either good or just.
It's gonna be awful. They took as many AAA actors as they could and shoved them into one movie. It doesn't look like it has a story. It doesn't look like it has a plot. It looks like insanity with a bunch of big names. Like, they blew their entire budget.
Watch this or the Minecraft movie.
After that most recent trailer, I kind of want to watch the Minecraft movie.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. That Jack Black scene with the sword.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
the sword does.
The costume design is terrible. The outfits are terrible. Jason Momoa looks terrible. Like, he looks almost unrecognizable, right? So, like, I mean, but that whole scene with the sword where he's like, "Look, this is how you put it together on a crafting table," and does it exactly how you do it on a crafting table. Here's 2 ingots and a stick, and oh, look, you have a sword. Like, that was cool. It was cool, right? Like, and the whole thing where he just drops a bunch of iron on the thing and it comes up with buckets. I was like, okay, that's cool too.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So, like, if they're sticking to the lore hard like that, yeah, it's going to be goofy. But remember, like I said, don't look at it from the perspective of guys in their 30s who've been playing this game for 10 years. Look at it from the perspective of this show is geared towards 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, and they just love the fact of Minecraft. As long as it looks pretty, is funny, has a little bit of emotion in it, and it fits the lore, people are going to like it. So honestly, I'd rather watch Minecraft than Red One.
Fair enough.
I'll take my kids to it.
Okay. That's not, I want to be against it, but once again, I'm just curious to see how it is. Like I said, it could be terrible.
Oh, it could be. It could be amazing.
Absolutely, it could be amazing too.
What was that movie a few years back with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, the Carol,
Christmas one.
Yeah,
Carol Away, or whatever it was. That was one that people were like, "Oh, it's going to be great." It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Hold on. Was it Scrooged or was it? Hold on. Spirited. That's what it's fucking called. Anyway,
it was just weird, dude. I tried watching it. I made about 30 minutes in. I shut it off.
Yeah,
yeah.
Now we talked about something boring. We talked about something complete bonkers to the point where I'm not sure. Now we got something that actually kind of intrigues me. This is Bong Joon-ho, who gave us Parasite and Snowpiercer. This is his latest science fiction. I want to say comedy, sort of. Like it's a very unique kind of science fiction tale. Where
it looks like The Sixth Day.
Kind of.
Did you ever see The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in I think that was the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It looks like The Sixth Day.
It's based on a novel from 2022 called same title, but instead of Mickey 17, it's just Mickey 7. The story is wanting to get out of Earth. Mickey signs up to be an expendable, disposable employee, where after one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of their memories intact. After one of his multiples, Mickey 17 unintentionally survives a human expedition to colonize the ice world Niflheim. Okay. He goes head to head with a new multiple, Mickey 18. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It's black comedy. That's what this is. Thank you.
Yeah, like The Sixth Day.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Kind of like Terrifier.
So
not meant to be funny, but funny.
So if you're into that kind of stuff, if you love Bong Joon-ho, like his work is immaculate. I love that guy. If you love Snowpiercer, if you love Parasite especially, you're gonna dig this. I'm looking forward to this one personally. The last one, and this is something I didn't see. If you've seen the trailer to Sinners, it's Ryan Coogler's latest. It's a horror film
with Michael B. Jordan.
With Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld. The premise reads: trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers Jordan return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. That's very fucking vague, Warner Brothers. What the fuck are you trying to sell me with this shit?
Basically, it's going to be a situational horror. But it's got Michael B. Jordan, so I'm optimistic.
Yeah,
I mean, other than that horrible project he was in, what was it called? Other than that horrible project Genlock he was in, he's done pretty good movies.
He's usually good. We don't talk about Genlock on this fucking household, dude. Get with the program.
Come on, that was good. I set that up perfectly.
I don't want to agree, but I agree.
Dude, how do you dump that much money into hiring that many big name actors and then have an AI script like that? Like, I know it wasn't actually AI, but it was like you had it. It was like you had an AI watch 100 hours of 90s anime and write a script. It was terrible. Batman.
Let's talk about Batman. So last Saturday, September, whatever the fuck date it was, 21st, that it was Batman 85. Oh my God, they were going ham. They were going ham with Batman last weekend. 2 days prior to Batman Day, was the premiere of the Penguin Show.
I still say that Robin Lord Taylor was the best Penguin we've ever had. Just saying.
That's fair. But Colin Farrell is a close second. In my opinion, he's my favorite Penguin right now.
Anybody's better than Danny DeVito. That was awful.
God, please don't remind me.
Dude, honestly, again, like I get that people loved the old Batman movies, but can we be honest? The first Batman movie was carried by Jack Nicholson. The second Batman movie, was just terrible. It was. I'm sorry. Christopher Walken is not a believable bad guy. Danny DeVito was so over the top for no reason. Right? Like that whole movie just felt like weird and awkward and just what? You know, like, I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan. You know that. Like, you know how big of a Batman fan I am. I've got 6 pops sitting over there of Batman figures, ranging all the way from the 1990s Batmans to modern ones, Batman Beyond, all that stuff, right? And I love the Batman series.
Hold
right?
on.
But holy crap. You know, like, I don't understand the glazing on the first handful of Batmans. Like, really, the first Batman, take out all the scenes with Jack Nicholson, and it's boring. Jack Nicholson carried that movie, right? And then you get the second one, and, like, it just wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't fun. It was just, it felt just dark and gritty for the sake of being dark and gritty. And then you have Forever, which a lot of people hated on, which I actually enjoyed, and that might just be nostalgia for me because it was my first Batman movie as a kid. But I felt like I know a lot of people thought the Batman Forever was too campy or it was too campy or it was too not serious and the acting was over the top. But I mean, it fits the Riddler. No, Jim Carrey did not play a comic book accurate Riddler, but he was enjoyable, right? Tommy Lee Jones did not play a comic accurate Two-Face. He was too dark, right? He was too angry all the time. But at the same time, they were enjoyable to watch. But again, I get it. It's not like the greatest Batman thing ever. Oh, I see, Raj. I see. But like, I don't understand the glazing on the original movies. They're not bad movies, but they're not like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Here's my take on the 90s.
The animated Batman is so much better than live action Batman all day, every day. For real. Dude, the animated series was goated. Dude, my favorite episode still has to be The Maze and the Minotaur. I love that episode.
Yeah. Here's my take on the 90s Batman, okay? 89, I agree, was carried by Nicholson. But and it's a great movie, but in my opinion, it's not a great Batman movie. I want to emphasize
it's a crime noir. It's not Batman.
It's a crime noir, yes, which is where The Dark Knight trumps 89 because while that too is also a crime thriller, it had Batman in it. It actually did.
The gadgets were a huge part of it. Like, the characters were over the top. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the whole thing I think the thing that the originals from the 90s got right, the 80s and 90s got right was the whole setting, right? In the beginning, with those 4 movies, they were set in like a modern dystopian thing, but with the comic book feel to them. Especially, I feel like Batman Forever. Batman Forever, watching that movie, it felt like you were in a comic book world. And I can honestly say more than any other Batman movie I've seen, I feel like that movie encapsulated the comic book world for a live action.
I agree. If anything, I can't believe I'm saying this because here's the thing. Like I said, 89 was okay. It was okay. Returns, to me, yes, it had Batman in it, right? But it's not a Batman movie. It is a Tim Burton movie. Through and through. Forever, I will say, is a Batman movie. It's campy as fuck, sure, but it's got those.
But comic books are campy as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. We're not gonna talk about Batman and Robin because that went a little way over.
Batman and Robin, I feel like Batman and Robin was. I feel like what happened with Batman and Robin was they knew they had to make another Batman movie and had no idea what to do. So again, it's kind of like the Red One. They just grabbed a whole bunch of actors, gave them roles. I think they wanted to hire Schwarzenegger on, and they were just like, okay, well, we're not going to make him Bane because we're going to make this guy Bane, so let's give him Mr. Freeze, right? Or you could it just felt like they hired actors and then gave them a role, And so I feel like that was a huge problem for it as well.
We have not.
I have not seen the restart that we got with the Nolan trilogy, right? Wasn't Batman. It was modern movies with a vigilante.
Yep.
They weren't Batman movies, but they were really, really good entertainment Hollywood movies. Don't get me wrong. Dark Knight, I think, is going to go down in the Criterion 100, if it's not already. If it's not already in the Criterion 100,
I have to agree. It's probably going to be in that.
It's going to have to be because it is one of the greatest films ever made from a standpoint of sitting back and watching it from cinematography, the camera work, the blocking, the dialogue, everything about that movie was so good. Like, you don't realize you're sitting there that long. That movie could end in 3 different spots, but it doesn't feel jarring. It doesn't feel overly long. You could end it in different spots.
It feels just right. It feels absolutely just
and right. It feels like it's well done. It doesn't feel. It was by far one of the best Batman movies I think we've ever gotten, just strictly from a cinematography standpoint, right? But I mean, obviously, we've been getting Batman movies now for over 30 years. Dude, 35 years of Batman just in live action movies.
Yep, indeed. And the thing is, in terms of interpretations, there hasn't been a truly bad interpretation of Batman. I would say questionable interpretation is the better word, honestly. Like the Batfleck obviously being, just being a complete killer, and BVS, I'm not going to get into right now. But it is insane how much how many versions can we come up with this fucking guy? Am I right?
Well, it's because, again, I think they don't understand. So I feel like Hollywood has lost touch with what made comic books good. And I said this in the last stream, if you remember. I feel like, or it might have been one of my streams I said it on. I feel like Hollywood has lost touch with what made comic books successful.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. What made Dark Knight so good? Was it Batman? Was it Heath Ledger's Joker? What made it good? It was all of it. It was the story. It was the dialogue. It was the acting. It was the delivery. It was the characters. Just everything about it felt like they took Batman and brought it into a modern era, but made it believable, relatable, and enjoyable. What made the first Iron Man so successful? Same thing. It wasn't this over-the-top, ridiculous, big, blown-out, drawn-out, ridiculous-ass story, right? And it wasn't formulaic crap. Like you don't have to watch a superhero movie anymore to know how it's going to go, right? If it's a new superhero, they're going to be overly confident and cocky in some aspect of their life. They're going to get humbled. They're going to discover the power of friendship or of themselves, and then they're going to go beat the villain despite having really nothing changed. And then every movie after that's going to be the same. I am bold and confident. I'm going to go fight this bad guy because no one can beat me. I lost. Oh no. Let me learn about the power of friendship and humility. Now I'm going to go fight him with changing nothing and win this time. Like, Hollywood has lost what superhero movies used to be, and that's why they keep having to revive Batman, because they don't understand what
look what happened here. Look what happened here. Like in a sea. So fuck sea. In a whatever, I'm just going to stick with the sea metaphor. In a sea of garbage comic book movies, especially within the 2020s, where practically every single comic book movie is practically the same, as you mentioned just now.
Yep.
This is the one, like, I love this movie. I'm going to...
All they got to do is take a comic book movie and step outside the formula and just copy some of the comics. Find an old comic. That's what Deadpool did. Deadpool stepped outside the formula.
Bingo!
Right? Like, look at Deadpool 1. Yeah, you kind of have him going and fighting Ajax before he was ready, but he didn't lose because he wasn't ready. He lost because Colossus showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And then it's not like he learned some power of friendship. He stuck with what made the comic books. And in 2, he doesn't lose because he was unprepared or overly confident. He loses again because Colossus is a dick. And he comes back and wins. Right? Like, both those movies, Colossus is just an asshole. You know? So, like, I feel like if they could step outside the formula, we would get some better stuff.
Yeah. Now, yeah. So it's crazy how Batman has been treated over the years, especially in Hollywood.
But we've been on Batman for 20 minutes.
Well, we're just talking about it, considering there's a lot to discuss, even though you can see it on the screen here.
Dude, I mean, like you said, 85 years.
85 years.
You know, and you and I are both big Batman fans, so like we could sit here and talk about this all day.
Yeah. This is not intentional. This is not intentional at all, even though his logo is pretty much, you know what, I'm going to talk about that now. So DC and the Hedgehog is having a major collaboration. If you did not see the teaser, animated
Sonic
teaser,
the Hedgehog and DC,
where Shadow dresses up as Batman, it sounds exciting when you start to realize that DC is not DC. Warner Brothers is freaking broke over the countless amounts of cancellations due to tax write-offs,
and buying IPs, and then the IPs failing because they bought them at the peak and then they crashed out.
They thought that they could make a buck with Ruby by having that dumbass 2-part crossover. That didn't do so well.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. They thought they could make a buttload off Rooster Teeth because they bought it at its peak. And again, it was the whole thing of it was going like this, and they expected it to go like that forever. And unfortunately, it had hit its peak. But unfortunately, they've made some bad financial choices lately. It's like the whole thing. It's like the whole thing with Blockbuster. Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix, and they didn't. And what happened? Sometimes companies make bad decisions. Like Warner Brothers needs to wake up.
They do.
Are you ready for that, Casey? DC Sonic crossover?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Knuckles as Batman.
On one hand, it's fucking cool to see this shit, you know. But on the other hand, they do know that, like, especially the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, they're owned by Paramount, right?
Yep.
Which I'm not sure how that works because, like, in the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, we see Sonic like speed reading through a bunch of Flash comics.
Money, dude.
Like,
Money.
yeah.
Money talks. Somebody agreed somewhere, and money talks.
Speaking of Warner Brothers, have no fucking idea what they're doing. Apparently, Rocksteady is rumored. This is all rumored and speculation right now. Is rumored to work on another Arkham title. Are we seriously fucking doing this?
Wait. If it gets back to the old Arkham games, I'm okay with it.
Here's my problem, though. Here's my problem. If they did not fuck up with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, you know, which, let's be real, they were gonna fuck up regardless. Okay, they were gonna fuck up regardless, right?
Yeah.
I would have been A-okay, but the thing is, Rocksteady as of right now is not the same Rocksteady from 10 years ago. They keep this in mind, okay? They had a total of almost 8 years from Arkham Knight till now to release something. What did they fucking do?
Crap on crap.
Exactly. And so now
again, until we get to the point where we actually see what we're gonna get, I'd say let's not be too ready for stuff to fail, because half the Arkham games have been fantastic. So we've got a coin flip here. Let's flip a coin and see. Hold on, I got a coin right here. I got a quarter. Heads will have faith. Tails we won't. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
And it is heads. Okay, heads. We have a little bit of faith. Let's have a little faith.
Wow. Was that planned or was that
No? I just had a quarter right here.
Oh my god. So, like, does this make the VR game Arkham Shadows pointless? I don't know. I personally don't know. It might be if that's the case, because, like, they spent the entire summer prepping this fucking game up, only for there to be a rumor. I'm like, dude, let the VR game get its chance to shine. I mean, I'm actually kind of impressed with this thing. You saw the gameplay for that, right?
Yeah, no, it looked fantastic. That's the thing, is it looked fantastic. So nothing against it by saying that, you know, it makes it pointless, but, like, I don't know how it's going to fit in the canon lore.
Me neither. Obviously, Shadows is taking place way before Asylum because it's featuring the same Batman voice actor from Origins, which, okay, cool. And one final thing, this perplexes me especially, because Batman is officially. I'm not sure if I can say the
officially.
Okay, cool. The first official superhero or fictional character, in my opinion.
There you go.
Okay, there. Okay, all right. Say what you need to say.
So I don't know if that counts. I'm looking it up right now to see, to see if it's true. Hold on. Yep, okay, so I was right about it. So technically, it being a character, one of the things I like to point out is that Muhammad Ali is on the Walk of Fame, although he's the only one that's not on the walk. Right? He's on a wall because you can't step on Muhammad's name. Not going to get into that. But Muhammad Ali, his character is the only one that's on a wall. That's on the Walk of Fame. And here's the thing: Muhammad Ali is not his real name. Muhammad Ali is his stage name. It would be like if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had a star that said "The Rock." No, he's Dwayne Johnson. The Rock was a character.
What's his real name?
His real name is Cassius Clay.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali's real name is Cassius Clay.
All right, that's
fair. But so, like, that was a stage name. It would be like if you know, Dwayne Johnson got a star on the Walk of Fame and they put it as The Rock. It would be a character. So I know they're saying he's the first character to be on the Walk of Fame. But
okay,
technicalities.
All right, fine. He's the first. Batman is the first superhero.
There you go. That's what I like. When you brought the superhero modifier, I agree with you.
All right.
They're not. It's not his twin brother, Casey.
It's his twin brother.
It's not his twin brother.
One's
No, it's not.
It's his identical twin brother.
The joke is old.
Okay.
Can you hear her yelling at me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You hear her yelling at me from across the room. They're twins. One's the brother and one's the wrestler.
All
know why I
right,
chose that voice.
let's go down to the fucking state of play. All right, so we
Okay,
got
wah, wah,
Astrobot
wah, wah.
DLC. Oh my god.
Why are they making a remaster for a game that came out recently?
Because Sony is being run by Tweedledolt and Tweedledumbass right now.
It makes no sense. Lego Horizon. Why are they bothering with Lego games? Lego games are so played out, especially now that Fortnite has basic.
Hey! Watch your tone.
They are played out. They have been overdone. They've been around for 20 years now, right? I bought the first one, the original Lego Star Wars game. I bought the first one. It's been around for 20-something years. They're played out. And now that Fortnite has the Lego version in it, there's no point. There's no point.
Okay.
I don't know why they're even bothering anymore. I mean,
Anyway.
honestly.
All right. So Monster Hunter Wilds comes out.
If you like it,
February
you're going to
28th.
like it.
Okay. Dynasty Warriors Origins, January 20th.
Again, that's another series that I'm surprised is still around. The whole idea of just hack and slash games have kind of died out. I'm surprised Dynasty Warriors is still going so strong.
Indeed. The Midnight Walk.
Don't know it.
I don't know it either. I'm just listing of what I found. Okay.
Hell is Us? Oh yeah, we're streamers. Of course it is.
Hold on. Pal World is coming to PS5, which
We're going to be talking about that in a minute. I would agree with you, Captain Nemo. Legend of Kane, Legacy of Kane was so much better. Why not make a remaster of that?
Speaking of which, we'll touch on that for a moment. Alan Wake 2 Lake House add-on, October 2024.
Again, why are they making a DLC this far after? How long's Alan Wake? It's been, over a year now that it came out. Why are they making an add-on
I don't get
now?
it either.
The Last of Us Part 1 for PlayStation Plus. Dude, it's such an old game at this point. Like, that game came out, also like 13 years ago? Like, if you haven't played it already, you're not going to.
Yep. And speaking of Legacy of Kain, yes, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 is getting a remaster. It's coming out soon. Don't know when, but see, that is what
Eventually.
they should remaster, not fucking Horizon, man. In fact,
You know what I want them to remaster, and they kind of did, but they didn't, was I want them to make a remaster of Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, bring it up to modern graphics.
okay.
And I don't mean just like sharpen it a little bit. I mean actually make it with modern graphics. The other one that I would really love, and they kind of did, although not very well, was when they remade Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 7 and all those other Final Fantasies they brought back.
Yeah.
They really didn't do much to them. So I'm not super optimistic for Sony remasters lately. They haven't been all that great.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like Final Fantasy 12 is one of my favorite RPGs. Like if you take my top 3 RPGs of all the time, KOTOR, Final Fantasy 12, and actually, surprisingly, this one may surprise people, Hogwarts Legacy. Love that game. I just played it for the first time. I'm playing it again already.
Here's the thing. Earlier this year, I had to get back to it, honestly. But I did stream a bit of Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS5, and it runs great. Why are we getting a remaster to this? And, like, if anything, they should get like games from the PS2, like especially since the game.
Why are you making remasters for games that are available on the? Like that's one thing I didn't understand when they did a remaster of Resident Evil 4. I can still play Resident Evil 4 on my current. I can buy right now on Xbox Marketplace.
Yeah, I own it.
The original Resident Evil 4.
Shit.
Why do I need a And they took stuff out. They took stuff out of it. So you're better off buying the original for less than the remake, and you actually get more content.
Exactly. And here's the thing. If they're going to, like, especially for Sony's sake, because Sony, I swear to fucking God, I even made a post about this on Facebook. The dumbest tech company ever for a reason. Okay. Like, every game pre-PlayStation 4 is not compatible to the PlayStation 4 or 5. So
no.
Why not remaster those games
and
for the PS5?
Or just do what Xbox did and start putting everything you still had the rights to
because
on your modern
because
console.
they do not care for backward compatibility, unless
Which
it's
is weird
PS4.
because they were the ones when PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 came out. They were the ones that had backwards compatibility day one.
I agree.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, please make it make sense, folks. I don't know how to make. Ugh.
And those are still the highest value PlayStation 3s, are the ones that were backwards compatible.
Okay, so Stellar Blade and Nier Automata is getting a collab, which okay, cool.
Anything near Automata is still super popular. People are still cosplaying it, despite it being, again, 8 years old.
Yeah,
so it is what it is. People are still hyping it.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm actually hoping to stream Stellar Blade. Crap, I can't talk to me.
I won't mess with Nier Automata. I've just, unfortunately, cosplayers have ruined it for me, being that Casey and I are cosplayers. The cringy ass Nier Automata. Everybody cosplays 2B. And then, of course, the second you click on it, here's my OnlyFans link. I'm so fucking sick of it. Like, listen, put some clothes on
I don't blame you.
I honestly, it ruined the game for me. I tried playing it, and it was just like, all I could think the entire time is, what do I do with the only?
Here's my take on it, because I did play a little bit of it a few years ago, and I will say that like the ideas and everything, it's interesting as fuck. But my god, it's also convoluted as shit. Like, come on, especially with the various endings. Yeah,
why are we getting more TMNT? I thought that bombed on the shelves.
Surprisingly, it didn't.
I thought it did.
Wait, hold on. We got an update here.
Not even $5. That's surprising.
Wow.
But yeah, again, I thought honestly that bombed. Like, I remember reading somewhere that apparently the TMNT game did not sell well.
Really?
But I guess enough that it justified a DLC. Metro Awakening, I kind of want to play that. I just don't like the fact it's in VR.
Yeah, I agree. Fantasia.
What is Fantasia Neo Dimension?
I have no idea.
What's Fear the Spotlight?
No idea what that is.
I don't even know what half these are.
Yeah, I was just listing off from what I saw on the GameSpot website.
Dude, the Hitman World of Assassination. I'm so torn because I cosplay 47.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
I am so torn because I love the Hitman series. But Square Enix also pissed me off, and we've had conversations about that. I'm not going to get into it. Why is this game only being released in VR and only on PlayStation?
I don't know. Tell me why.
It makes no sense. Like, Hitman has never been an exclusive IP. Never.
It's never been. Never been at all.
So why is it now? Stupid cash grabs, man. That's all I can say.
What did it start, bud?
I'll help you out with that after. So, all right. Then the Chroma Collection. I wonder how that's going to be, honestly. I mean, if it's anything like their anniversary.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it did start a new wave of what are we calling Shredder's Revenge?
Micro DLCs?
No, I'm talking about the game itself.
Oh,
like the type of game. It's shit. I cannot talk. Side scrolling beat 'em ups are back. Oh yeah, okay. I can see where you're coming from with that one. Okay.
So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the Chroma Collection, because if it's anything like the anniversary console they released, it'll be sold out. Oh my god!
Don't get
the scalpers
on the anniversary shit, because okay.
It'll be sold out to scalpers before any of us even have access to it.
Yeah, and by the way, hold on, I got to remove the slides from.
Have you seen how much the resellers are selling them for online right now?
I don't want to fucking know, to be
thousands.
honest.
5,000 is the cheapest one I've seen.
I'm not surprised. And to any Sony representatives, they're not going to watch this at all. Let's be real. But oh my god,
dude, like it blows my mind. Like, one of the things, like, this kind of bummed me out. So, like, for those of you who know, I'm a huge metalhead. Right here, this teddy bear is from the Korn albums. Huge Korn fan, right? They did a collab with Adidas because their singer has been known for wearing Adidas merch since day one. Their stuff sold out to scalpers. The pre-order code sold out to scalpers before any of the fans even got it. And they were turning around, right, and reselling the shoes that were $80, $90 for the collab, selling them for $500, $600. Like, why are people buying this stuff just to sell it? And why are the freaking companies that make it allowing it to happen, dude? It's so annoying. I'm so sick of scalpers, dude.
I'm going to need your help on this one little question here, okay? First off, What is this?
Keyboard,
And what do I have right here?
mouse,
Right. What am I?
really, really tall.
No! I'm an ogre! Okay. No, I'm a fan. I'm a consumer. I pay money. I pay money and I enjoy that shit that I pay.
Yeah.
Right? What are scalpers? I want you to define scalpers for me, for everybody to hear. Let's do it.
All it is people that buy for the sake of reselling at a profit.
Bingo. They're not true consumers.
But they are, because here's the thing. The company doesn't care. They're still making their money. And if you're somebody like, okay, so you also know I'm a huge watch fan. I'm not wearing any of them right now, but I have a couple of Omegas. I'm a huge watch guy. You guys ever want to talk watches, hit me up. Look at Rolex. Rolex is one of the absolute worst companies when it comes to production, but they've done it really, really smart because they control the secondhand market. Like in order to sell their stuff, you have to basically have their permission, right? Unless it's a private sale. So because of that, they control the secondhand market. After COVID, they intentionally slowed their production down to the point where now they're releasing less new watches every year, and the secondhand market has skyrocketed. So I'm wondering if these companies are doing the same thing. They're intentionally selling to scalpers for a kickback. They're making more money than they could on the open market because they're getting the kickback.
Yeah,
that's all I can figure. But
and lastly,
boy, I made a post on my TikTok about this the other day. I went on a rant on my X page on it. We even talked about it during one of my streams. Boyo, if I am not just wanting to slap half the freaking gaming community right now. Ghost of Yotei looks awesome. Ghost of Tsushima was cool and it looked great, and this looks just as good. Who gives a crap what sexual organ she has? Like, why do you care that she's a female? I mean, dude, I am such a huge Resident Evil fan. I got the Pops over here. I got Zero Two over here. I have anime waifus tattooed on my leg. We have been playing female characters for so long. We have Tomb Raider. We have Overwatch and Tracer on the cover. Why is this a problem?
That's very specific, man.
I don't.
Jesus. But I wholeheartedly agree here. Look, if you have a problem playing as a fucking female in a video game right now, you stay off the fucking internet and get laid.
Hold on. Highlight that from Nemo.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon my French, but who gives a fuck if they existed? We are playing a video game. I'm not watching History Channel. I'm not watching a documentary. If I want to play a video game, what? Who cares if they existed? Can I mean, did fucking 9 foot tall people with superpowers exist? No, then why are we playing Marvel games? You know, like, I mean, like, are there fucking monsters running around eating people and they don't die except for headshots? No, then why are we playing Resident Evil games? They don't have
we play. Why do we play video games to begin with? Why do we
from reality?
Bingo. And
so, like,
I do respect
this argument that
I do. Here's the thing.
Soy boys. Oh, but it's not. I don't want to play as a female. Then shut the fuck up and don't buy it.
Here's the thing. I respect the hell out of trying to respect history here. I really do, especially with the.
But is this considered a historically accurate game? Have they ever said we're making a historically accurate game? Now,
no.
Here's the thing. If you turn around and say something like I could see the argument being made because like the early Assassin's Creed games tried to be historically accurate, right? So if they tried to turn around and be like, hey, it wouldn't make sense for the assassin to be a female because she wouldn't be accepted in a lot of social situations. Okay, maybe you can make the argument there because they tried being more historically accurate, right? But that's like one of the few games I could see outside of some of the like the World War I, World War II stuff. Like there are certain games where they say, hey, look, we're trying to keep this as historically accurate as possible. If you're coming out and saying you're trying to make it historically accurate, okay, then you open yourself up to that. Outside of that, it's an escape from reality. Let people enjoy what they enjoy.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Like the original Ghost of Tsushima, right? Like the real situation with the Mongols and the samurai, like Tsushima Island was completely fucked. Okay, the real Tsushima Island was fucked. Yet the game is a complete what-if scenario.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there not supernatural beings in Ghost of Tsushima?
It's heavily implied.
I know.
They talk
Do those
about
exist in
myths,
reality?
legends.
Do those exist in reality?
No, not really. No, not really. No.
But anyway, so anyways, I did my little rant. That just pissed me off so much when I saw that because like some of my favorite video games have female protagonists.
Like, let's list off a giant list of like some
Dude,
of like
forget about we'll sit here all day. Don't get me started.
Like let's look at the list. We got Ada Wong. We got
okay. So Ada Wong's never been a protagonist. She was a playable character in 6, but she was never a protagonist.
About, right? Like,
Jill Valentine, Claire Redfield, Alice Liddell's Malice Madness Returns, Laura Croft, Tracer, Mercy. Basically, half the freaking cast from Overwatch is females, right? I mean, we could literally go through all day and talk about this. And there are so many really, really good games out there. Those are just some of my personal favorites.
And here is why I believe a lot of inbreds, if you will.
I call them beta male soy boys because if you're that offended that you're gonna cry about playing as a female, you are the epitome of a fucking soy boy.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I can understand where they're coming from, all because of a little game you and I probably know called The Last of Us Part 2. Remember when that game came out almost 5 years ago? Which got a dumbass remaster a couple years ago. I don't know why the fuck they did that, but that's a rant for a different day. When that game came out, right, it got heavily ridiculed because of the fate of one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Yep. And you ended up having to play as the killer of one of those main characters. And that got leaked months prior to release, right?
Yep.
So people were like, that game has essentially ruined most gamers' perceptions of female.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I understand you trying to give them an out, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it is just misogyny, and I think it's just stupidity. There's no reason to sit back and act like, I can't play as a female.
I totally agree. But here's the thing, okay? That game made it look like that you're essentially replacing the male character with the female, and then
they did exactly that in the Walking Dead Telltale series. At the end of the first Walking Dead Telltale series, at the end of the first one, you have to kill Lee as Clementine.
True. Okay.
Or you choose not to kill him, but you leave him for dead. But anyway,
for Yotai scenario, they're not replacing Jin Sakai.
No, it's just a different story in the same universe.
Its story is done. This game takes place 300 years after Tsushima. Stars a female Ronin named Atsu, played by Erika Ishii. Players will have.
Dude, she's been getting a lot of hate online. I'm proud of her. She's clapping back hard at people online.
I'm proud of her too. I'm honestly proud of her too. And players will have more control over Atsu's narrative and choices. Like if you played Ghost of Tsushima as well as like the Infamous games, there's a lot of RPG elements to them, if that makes any sense. So it's really refreshing to see that they're doubling down on those RPG elements, which I'm really, really excited to see. And dual wielding blades, muskets,
dual katanas. Yeah, dual katanas, muskets, looks awesome.
What do you want to laugh at, bro?
Hey, listen, I'm easily startled. You don't have to laugh at me. What's after this one, Raj? What's after this one?
Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot. I don't have a review for Wild Robot yet because I haven't seen it yet.
What do we got? What's after the Wild Robot?
It's all you, buddy. I'm going to put you at the center.
All right, then I'm going to be quick because I know we're getting close to our end time here anyway, so I'm going to be super quick about this. We talked a little bit. Cyberpunk. Netflix has confirmed they are making a season 2 of Cyberpunk. From what I understand, from all the stuff I read online, it's supposed to be a different narrative with different characters. Looking forward to that. To see.
Hold on.
That wasn't why it was delayed. There was a lot more going on than that. So Cyberpunk, and if you guys were big fans of that, which it was one of the best series that came out, Trigger did an amazing job with it. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with season 2. Speaking of Pal World, because I know you brought it up for PlayStation, they are currently getting sued by Nintendo. Nintendo did officially file suit against them. So
hold on.
Yeah,
You
go
might
ahead.
want to read that. This is something we could actually all laugh
It was
at.
not as soon as Yotai was announced. It was announced before Yotai was announced. If you look up the times, it was announced before Yotai was announced, and they announced it saying that they wanted to get it right because they're also facing a lot of backlash right now about their main character, but for a completely different, more shitty, well, no, just equally a shitty reason.
Okay.
But
Sorry about that.
so yeah, Pal World is officially getting sued by Nintendo. That's going on. Speaking of other cool Pokemon news, I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but they are making a new mobile app for Pokemon outside of Pokemon Go. It's called the Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. Basically, you can collect and trade cards and all that stuff and build your decks as you want. It didn't say anything specifically about whether or not you'll be able to play the game with them, but it is a collecting thing, so that'll be really cool for big fans of Pokemon. As for some more anime stuff, for those of you guys who are big horror fans, there was a horror series in the late 90s called Uzumaki, which is Japanese for Spiral. It was amazing. They did a live action adaptation of it in the early 2000s, and the anime just came out recently, and it's the first horror anime to have a perfect review score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just freaking awesome. It's honestly, I'm really looking forward to watching it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet, but it's one of my favorite manga. If you guys get a chance, go check that out. Also in the anime world, the official report came out of Japan. There was a vote. Apparently they voted on this. I don't know how, but they apparently voted on this. And in Japan, Dragon Ball was voted the best anime of all time. It is now considered the GOAT, whether you like it or not. And I'm not happy about it. Dragon Ball is now considered the GOAT. Japan said so. We don't get to argue. The Japanese people have spoken. On the cosplay news, this is less about cosplay. Sorry, what was that, Raj?
In case you can tell, I'm slow clapping. I'm not slapping my butt cheeks right now.
I know. So it's not really cosplay news as much as con news. And this is kind of a really big thing that I don't know if you heard about, Raj, but it's kind of been a big thing with the people that I follow, and I've talked about it a little bit online. There was just recently TwitchCon. For streamers, for you guys out there, you guys I'm sure have heard of TwitchCon. They have it here in the United States. They have it over in Europe. I'll get 1 second, Emo. There was a lot of drama at TwitchCon. There always is. Like last year, somebody broke their back jumping into a foam pit. There's always been a little bit of drama. However, this year it got really, really bad. And I kind of just want to say something. There was sexual assaults. There was streamers running away in fear. And one streamer got pushed into a running train. Now, the train's out in California. It's one of the ones that just kind of run on a track, so it's not running super high speed like through downtown. A trolley, whatever. Somebody basically threw somebody into a moving one. These were all kick streamers that were doing this. The kick streamers went to TwitchCon and basically started up drama. Guys, cosplay world, con world, whatever. If you are going out of your way to go into someone else's space and just to cause drama for whatever reason, whether you feel it's justified or you got a bug up your ass, you got a chip on your shoulder, whatever it is never okay to start out that way. But taking it to the level of the physical problems that were at TwitchCon are unacceptable. Sexual assault. Somebody was filming on their Kick live streaming where they were filming a Twitch streamer. I forget the guy's name. And at one point went to go for like a hug or a handshake or something and legit leaned forward and licked the person's nipples.
Bro, come on,
live stream.
Dude. Like, and this is from Kick streamers, right?
These are Kick streamers. All right. So this is not against Kick, but this is just like, I get it. You went into their space because you wanted to create drama or whatever you wanted to do, but come on, that is just unacceptable. You know, pushing somebody into a moving trolley, train, whatever the hell you want to call it, pushing someone into something where they can physically get hurt badly. Like, as bad as it is to go into someone else's space already with negative intentions, the fact that it's escalating to that level, guys, come on, this is not. There's always that old saying, cosplay is not consent. Let's extend it to cons are not consent. Cons are not consent to get assaulted, harassed, belittled, or anything else. Just because someone is at a con or just because somebody's online as an internet person doesn't mean you can treat them like crap. So, you know what, going forward, so this is just something I wanted to talk about because it really kind of struck home with me as somebody who goes to a lot of conventions, as somebody who has been bothered at cons before. It's never, ever worth it. You're just going to get yourself into a world of hell, and I've seen it to people before. And honestly, what does it say about you as a person that you're okay going and doing that to someone else for no reason? Yeah, I heard about that, Nemo. I wasn't going to bring it up until the next time around. I was going to do it because it was going to be as a wrap-up. I was going to bring that up. There's a whole bunch of new anime starting this month. That was going to be the thing I was going to bring up is about stuff that was ending and stuff that was going on. That time I got reincarnated as a slime did finish their third season. There are something like 20 different anime coming out this month in October. No big names per se. There's a few medium tier stuff in there, but if you guys go on either Crunchyroll or IGN, you can find stuff where there's lists of what's coming out this month. There's a lot of anime coming out. So if you guys are interested, go ahead. We're going to talk a little more about cons we're going to be at soon when we get to the end of this. But yeah, guys, conventions are not consent. Cosplay is definitely not consent. I think we need to extend it to conventions are not consent. You don't get to be doing that to people just because you're at a convention or just because they're an internet celebrity or because they're a content creator. All right, have some more
and to those clout chasing dickbags that created all that unnecessary drama. Here's my message to them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cons are not consent. Content creation is not consent. Have some goddamn respect.
Speaking of cons, in a couple of weeks, both me, my buddy Steve, who's currently out right now, he's with family, and this
down in my neck of the woods.
We'll be down at Big Texas Comic-Con. It's only going to be for one day, but we'll be just if you want to come and say hi, just to hang out.
We are planning. I am at least. I know Roger's talking about it as well. I don't know about Steve. We are planning on doing some live streaming from the convention, so if you guys can come and hang out with us, if you can't be there in person, hopefully you can come and hang out online with us.
And the day before we fly out, which is next Wednesday, it's probably going to be one of my longest streams ever.
Might want to clarify that 10 days from now, not 3 days from now.
Thank you. We'll be having one of our longest streams ever before we fly out. So I'm really.
And if any of you guys are interested, going to plug myself a little here. I try not to do it very much on the podcast. If anybody's interested, on October 1st, all of October, I'm doing a bunch of horror stuff on Twitch. Tags right up there if you guys are interested. On Halloween, on all of October, I'm going to do a whole bunch of horror stuff. On October 1st, I will be doing an 8-hour stream of Alice Madness Returns. Either I'm going to complete the game or I'm going to do 8 hours, whichever comes first. So if anybody's interested, I'm going to be doing a bunch of horror stuff. I'm going to be throughout the month playing every Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm not going to play 0. I already decided on it. I never really cared for 0, and it's been so long I don't remember enough of it to do it on stream. And I'm not going to do any of the side stories, at least not right away. I'm also going to try and do the Silent Hill games if possible, if I have time. But so if you guys are interested in any horror streams going on next month, my schedule's up on my page. You guys can check it out. And going to be doing that. So if you guys want. But yeah, Nemo, you want to give a shout out? Go ahead.
So as for me, I'm going to take you off the solo from. I see that. As for
is there a special screening? Is there a special screening? Because I thought that wasn't coming out yet. Is Joker 2 already out?
It's coming out next weekend.
Oh, okay. So there's going to be at a drive-in theater. That's awesome. Dude, I haven't been to a drive-in theater since I was a kid.
I've always wanted to do so.
They used to still do them down here in Texas. Every now and again, we'll get one for they'll do a special event. But dude, I haven't been to one since I was a kid.
As for myself, tomorrow I will officially be back streaming my normal hours with the return of Red Dead Redemption 2 on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Wednesdays and Thursdays will be the return of Arkham. We'll be finishing up Arkham City this week just in time for Arkham Night because, Arkham Night takes place during Halloween, and depending on how long that goes, I might end up streaming Dead Space. I'm depending whether I should stream the remake or the original.
Why don't you and I do 3? Because I have Dead Space on my list too. We'll do 3 together. It's co-op.
All right, we'll see. But that's just. Hold on.
Oh, cool. So if you go to the drive-in, you have access to a haunt attraction. That's really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's all we have for now. I'm really, really looking forward to next week. I'm gonna need this, man.
Dude, it's gonna be fun. And it's gonna be good to see you in person. I haven't seen you 2 years now. We only ever talk online anymore. It sucks. That is one good thing, guys. Reach out to your friends online. Make sure you guys stay in touch because just because there's distance doesn't mean that we ain't still close.
Absolutely. I'm glad we do this we attempt to do this every Sunday now.
Yep.
Attempt.
Nemo, thank you for coming in for all the chats. To anybody else, thank you guys so much for being here. I always have fun. Thank you, Raj, for letting me join you and participate.
Anytime.
I always have a good time with it. So thank you guys so much.
Yep, absolutely. And hold on, Captain Nemo is attempting to type something out. In 6 days, hold on. 6 days to countdown for Nemo. The return of Nemo, because like lately he had to put the character of Captain Nemo away in honor for the malice situation going on over there for him. He had to put it away for a bit. But the countdown to the countdown of Nemo has officially begun. So
awesome.
do go follow him. He's an awesome dude. He's supported the channel since the very beginning. In fact, he's the reason why essentially both of us are here, really, and we're trying to grow as quickly as possible. So I mentioned this in a previous stream that I'm trying to reach 50 followers. He's trying to reach 40. If we end up getting our goals, we will have a fun little IRL stream at some point. We'll do some challenges and whatnot, whatever you want. Like hell, I'll do the hot one challenge. I'll do the hot chip challenge. Why not? I don't really care. But we'll do something fun together. You know, we'll not just do what we've been normally doing. We'll do something kind of unique. We'll just chat for a bit. I'll eat something really, really spicy. Like I'll risk my health for you.
I already did the hot chip challenge. It wasn't that bad. It's not that bad.
Like I try. Have you tried the fire?
But I put hot sauce on everything.
Have you tried the fire noodle challenge?
Which one?
Fire noodle.
No.
Try that.
Down.
It's delicious.
So, dude, like to give you an idea, just when I say that this doesn't bother me, one of my favorite things is when I was on my honeymoon, the resort that we stayed at had a habanero chili sauce for chips and stuff, like a habanero salsa. And I wound up bringing them back home, like a jar of it back home, because of how much I loved it. I love habaneros. I love spicy things. So, like, little spicy things, like, yeah, I'm going to sweat a little bit, but, you know, I'm going to sweat a little bit, but I'm going to enjoy it.
Exactly. Anyway, that's all we have for now. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for those who are joining in the chat. Thank you, Captain Nemo. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you. Oh, and go support Ethan here. He's an awesome dude, and I can't wait to see him in person in a couple of weeks.
It's gonna be so much fun, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you and Steve, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right. Bye-bye.